Thanks for joining. Welcome to the sessions. So today we will discuss about some things which are important to success factors. I know you already have the knowledge in success factors and all. I'll just give a little bit introduction of each one so that you are aware of it. If you have any further questions, you can ask me immediately. So these are the things that are needed to understand what SAP landscape is all together, like how what is the key role of an implementation consultant, what kind of things we need while we implement the system, and what are the things that we need to learn, or where we can find the help, or where we can find the documents and all these things I'll cover today. And if time permits, I'll show how to enable the system from provisioning, and what are the things that needs to be taken care and all I'll show in the system as well.
Oh, sure, sir.
So as I mentioned, learning is one of the HCM suite. So we get the data from Employee Central and we send the data to Employee Central. So basically, the employee data, like the hire date or the name, email, his age, his gender, whatever the data needed. But basically, if it is a standard kind of an implementation, like standard kind of a project, we configure the data that exists in the employee UDF. You are aware of UDF, which is an basic set of profile data that exists in the system of an employee. That UDF will consist of basically the employee ID, username, first name, last name, hire date, manager, organization, department, legal entity. Like legal entity is nothing but the company. All these things, basic structure of the employee will be there in the UDF. So we directly get those data by the mapping using LMS integration into our LMS system, where we train the candidates based on it. And once we complete the training, we can again send back to some custom configuration to Employee Central. It's not a standard configuration sending back to Employee Central. It's a custom configuration, like using integrations and all.
So, where this UDF is available, so is that in provisioning?
It's not in the provisioning. It's in the employee export. It's in both BizX only.
Employee export. Okay.
So you can go to employee export, open the file, and you can see all the basic data of a particular user. You can see here, see cost center, first name, middle name, last name, nickname, username, title, email, manager, basic data. So this is the UDF. Usually, if it is a standard configuration, like no custom requirements are exist, then we use this kind of UDF. Directly, we will fetch from the UDF.
Okay, so when a new user is joining the organization, so his detail has to be entered into this employee export, is it?
UDF. No, when once you do that transaction from the front end, system automatically creates those record in the UDF. We don't need to do anything. So normally when we how to hire an employee is that we have an add new employee. This one way. There are other ways to get an employee into Employee Central, like recruitment or onboarding or using integration. There are multiple ways, but in a standard structure, we hire the employee from this particular screen, wherein we enter all the basic information of the particular employee, like job informations, employment information, and all those things.
So UDF stands for user data
File.
file. Okay. So that is available under employee.
Employee export data.
Okay.
Done it. So I'll show this. So here you can see, right, these are all generated by the system. That's the reason once we hire the employee, all these things will be generated by the system based on the next availability and all. Like this is the employee ID of a particular user. So all these things we get into LMS. For example, let's say when we go to learning administrators. So employee ID or user ID in UDF is directly mapped to our user ID in the LMS system. So where that's the unique identifier. So for example, there is an employee who is called an ABC. His name can be like for example ABC XYZ. The same ABC first name can be for different people, but last name can be different. So last name can be same, first name will be different. That's the reason we have these IDs so that it is mapped to the same user. So if you see here, whatever the IDs we have, these are all your IDs that are coming from the Employee Central. For example, 103221. So we can see that employee in the system.
Okay, so this integration via user connector will be covered in later session, is that so?
Later sessions. This is just an introduction. User connector is long way because unless we understand what all the details we needed, then user connector will come into picture.
Okay.
So for the Employee Central and for the LMS to connect, we need the user ID of a particular user because that's the unique identifier identified by the system. Okay. So the next one is BizX. You are aware it's the front end system. Provisioning, it's the back end system which will only be provided to certified consultants. So once your certification is complete, you need to get an approval from your client and then raise a request in the HXM cloud operations.
Sorry, where, sir?
HXM cloud operations.
Okay, so I haven't done this part.
Okay. So HXM cloud operations wherein you need your certification PDF and approval email from client. So once you raise a request, sometimes within 1 hour you will get the provisioning access. Sometimes it takes 1 or 2 days by SAP. So all these
I would need this provisioning access if I have to configure this BigSales instance or any other kind of integration only, right?
No. See, in terms of LMS, not about other modules, but in terms of LMS, if it is an already implemented client, like you are doing a support project, then you don't need a provisioning access. It's not mandatory because very rare, maybe 1 or 2% of the times you need the provisioning access. But all the other times you don't need the provisioning access for LMS specifically. If it is a implementation, like you are starting an implementation, yes, then you need provisioning access because you need to enable learning and you need to configure some URLs in the learning as well. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So the next one is Launchpad. Earlier it used to call as Launchpad. Now it's SAP for me where we raise SAP tickets. Why we need to raise SAP tickets is that if you find any bug or something that was configured is not working, or if your system is down, we don't have the access to servers, backend servers. We only have access to BizX instance. So if there is something that you think that, okay, configuration is completed, but it's not working, suddenly there is a bug in the system, or you see application errors, or you see the screens frozen up. So for all these kind of things, you need to raise a ticket with SAP and SAP will investigate that issue and they will come back with it.
Oh, SAP for me is otherwise called as Launchpad.
Launchpad. Earlier we used to call as Launchpad. Now it's called as SAP.
SAP for me. Okay.
The reason why I'm mentioning both of them is that in the interviews, normally Till some people is asking where do we raise the tickets. So that's the reason both are there. Earlier it's called Launchpad. Now it's for SAP for.
SAP Influence, is that same or?
No, SAP Influence is a different one. SAP Influence is where you raise a request for the enhancement.
Okay, okay.
Let's say, for example, you have some functionality, you are exploring it. Like, for example, one big limitation with LMS system is that once you complete a training, once a user completes a training, it will not trigger a email to the user saying that the training is completed. It will be only seen in the system, not in the email. But
Yes.
some other products like Workday or PeopleSoft, whatever the products, once you complete a training, they'll send an email saying that you have completed the training.
Mm-mm.
So those kind of requests that are not available as a feature currently in the system, we can raise in the SAP Influence, where you can mention, okay, this is the feature, to whom it will be helpful, why it will be helpful, and roughly what area it will be helpful. Let's say, for example, if this is a sample email notifications only we are talking about. So you can raise a request saying that, okay, send an email upon completion of a learning. To whom it will be helpful? It will be helpful for users and supervisors also, because you can loop supervisor in that email so that supervisors will get to know that, okay, this person has completed the training.
Okay.
So that's a useful area.
Mm-mm.
So it is applicable for administrators because administrators are the ones who configure the system. And in which industry or which consulting or which area it will be helpful? Usually, there are trainings that are mandatory trainings will be there, right, in the organization. You need to complete before this particular time. For them, it will be helpful. You can mention that scenario. So SAP will consider that, they will dig deeper into it. If they have any questions, they'll reach out to you. And finally, if that enhancement request that you have raised is approved, then in the next upcoming releases, you'll get the release as a
Mm-mm.
feature.
Okay.
So that is SAP Influence. But there are some criteria. You need to have 10 votes. Not like, for example, if you raise a request, other 9 companies should vote it saying that, yes, this enhancement is also helpful for my company. So
Oh,
you need to get
it's
a 10
like a
votes out of it.
company basis, so
Company basis.
not like a 10% from my own organization.
No, no, no. Your S user ID or whatever the ID that you are raising with SAP Influence is already tagged to your company. So from the same company, if you vote, they'll take the vote. But to get the 10 votes calculation, it should be different companies. Okay. So, but coming back to SAP, for me, we need to raise the SAP tickets.
Okay.
Let's say, for example, what is a community? Again, community SAP is also for raising a request, but the request will be different. Here in SAP, for me, you raise bugs, features issue, configuration issues, and related tickets to SAP. But you have a requirement which is not available in SuccessFactors, or you are not aware of the options in the SuccessFactors. So then you can post your question in the community. People
Okay.
like us, like others, like consultants who are already working on the system, they can guide you saying that, okay, this is an alternate method I'm using. You can explore that. They'll give you links, or they will explain you, or you can ping them and they can answer you. So it's like a blog between multiple consultants of learning system.
Mm-mm-mm. Okay.
So for each module, they have created one separate group. In that group, you can post it, and people like us will reply saying that, okay, you can reply or others can reply. It's up to us. Like mutual discussion kind of a thing. Networking. And help.sap is the where you download all the implementation guides and new release details, everything from help.sap. PartnerEdge is the one where you can download workbooks, latest presentations, documents, and some documents related related to the configurations and all also will be available in the PartnerEdge.
So, can you come again for PartnerEdge, sir?
Workbooks. If you want to download a workbook, PartnerEdge is the place where you can download the latest workbooks.
Like connector workbooks.
Connector workbook, administrator workbook, integration workbooks, everything. Any SAP SuccessFactors HCM module, you can download the workbooks from PartnerEdge.
Okay.
So I've already downloaded for you so that I can share the latest ones. So I just downloaded them.
I got this connector workbook from help.sap.
Okay. It will be available, but it's better to download it from the PartnerEdge. If you don't have the PartnerEdge, you can download it from help.sap. So this is the latest one. I'll share these ones in a Google Drive or something, and you can download it.
Okay, sir.
And Learning Hub and Certifications Hub. I think you are aware of it. Like Learning Hub is the one where we write the deltas.
Yes.
Certification Hub is the one where we write the exam.
Okay, this delta in the sense, it's like updating our certification. I mean, refreshing the certification.
Refreshing the certification, yes.
Okay. I haven't come across delta so far.
Okay, so basically, deltas will be released 2 times in a year.
Okay. Delta.
2 times a year. So it will be around 1H where June and 2H around October, November. Why? Because in 1H 2020, let's say for example 1H June, we will get the first release of SuccessFactors where they will give 30, 40, 50 features for learning module. So once it applies to the production system, your deltas will be released and they will have some few questions, maybe 10, 12, 15, or sometimes 2 questions, 3 questions also will be there where you need to complete it. Once you complete it, your certification will be, your certification expiry date will be extended to 1 year. So like that, again, they will release in October. Once you complete it, again, it will be extended to next 1 year.
Sir, I did my certification in November. So it's like for next November, I have to take the certification in the sense it will be too much.
Yes.
Okay.
So the date you completed your certification, next year till that date, you will have the certification active. You need to write it before that particular time.
What if I take 1H?
Again, from 1H to the next 1H, it will be extended.
Okay. Okay, I'll try it in the
delta or certification, the last date that you completed plus 1 year. Simple logic. You can take it in 1H. If you have the learning hub, you can again take it on 2H as well. There is no wrong in it.
Okay, I need that access.
Yes. Learning hub will be provided by the organizations. Once they provide you, you can write the delta exam.
Attempts. I should have an attempt with me.
No. Learning hub, it's not attempt basis. It's an year basis subscription which companies will give. Certification hub, you will have the attempts. 2, 4, 6 attempts will be there. So usually learning hub costs 1.6 lakhs per year, whereas certification hub costs 18,000, 26K and 54K.
Okay.
So that is the difference. Why we need to depend on companies that this costs 1.6 lakhs.
8 in the sense for one single attempt.
2 attempts.
Okay.
The SAP has now removed single attempts.
Oh, is that?
This is 4 attempts. And this is 6 attempts.
Okay. And this is as well eligible for 1 year.
Eligible for 1 year from the date of purchase.
Okay.
For certification, it takes 3 hours, 80 questions, and you will have a proctor observing you. But for Delta, it's nothing like where you can go into the system, complete it any point of time.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
Mm.
Delta is very simple. Just log in into the system, click
Oh,
on take assessment. It will ask the questions, you submit it, complete. That's it. Note proctor, nothing will be there. And you can write multiple times. For example, you have attempted once, you
mm.
failed it. Again, you can attempt, again, you can attempt. There is no restriction in that. But certification is not like that. If you fail, one attempt will be gone.
Okay. I without knowing this, I missed actually. Mm.
Now, the biggest uh, thing that SAP has given to everyone is a shock that currently till 31st of December, all our questions are multiple choice questions.
Okay.
Right?
After that,
From 1st January, they made it AI based and scenario based.
AI based in the
Yes,
sense.
I'll explain you.
Okay.
So you will have questions
Mm.
based on your last answer to a question.
Okay.
So the complexity can increase or
Mm.
decrease based on your answer, based on your timing for a particular area.
Oh.
And what scenario based is that? They'll give you some scenario to configure in the system. They will give you the access to the system. You need to go in there, complete that configuration, save it, and come back to the exam again. All this
Okay.
you need to do it in 3 hours
Mm,
under
mm,
Proctor.
mm, mm.
Proctor will be watching you. You need to do the configuration. You
Oh,
need to execute that scenario and then save it.
wow.
Now
Mm.
it's like 20 days, 28 days to get your result.
Oh, they will validate whatever configuration we have
Configuration we
done.
have done, they
Mm,
will validate and then they will give you the marks.
mm.
So currently 1st January to 19th January, they stopped all the exams.
Oh, really? Mm.
And the new pattern will be released from 20th of January in this form.
Mm, mm, mm. And
So
I had
how?
my exam for the first time. I took it on January 14th on a Pongal day.
Okay.
That time it was quite easier.
Yeah, this is a immediate shock. They have not
Mm,
announced it before it advance. I
mm.
think it was announced somewhere between December 20th or 18th to 20th. They suddenly gave this news saying that we are changing the pattern.
Okay. Mm, mm, mm. Since you are a SAP consultant, you will get all these informations immediately. Is that
Yes, yes.
okay?
Not only like SAP will send emails, but it's regularly we will follow some things in the system, like for example, some blogs and all. So I regularly follow this community group for
Mm.
learning, recruitment, onboarding, whatever modules I am certified. I follow this community. This
Oh,
community, whenever a person posts, you'll get an email immediately.
okay, okay. Yes, I'm getting. Mm.
So that is where it will be helpful. So that is the pattern of the exam now. So we need to wait for 19th and see how hard they have made it or
Yes.
if that they
Mm.
made easy with the scenarios. I'm not
Mm.
sure. And once you pass the examination, it's Credly where you can download the logo of the certification, or if you want to download your badge, you can download from Credly only. So these are the things that you need for an SF consultant. So the last and final one is like S user ID, P user ID. So what is S user ID and P user ID? So S user ID is something that your company will give you tagging to your name and email address where your certifications will be mapped.
Okay. Mm-mm.
So if you want to raise a if you want to complete a certification, or if you want to activate your learning hub, or if you want to complete a certification hub, or if you want to access a checksum cloud operations, you need an S user ID.
Okay, got it. Hmm.
Even for the community and help.sap also, you
Also,
need an S user
yes,
ID.
yes. Hmm.
This will be provided by the consulting company. Okay. And P user ID is something called partner S user ID. It's P user ID, but it's called partner S user ID, where that means you are working in a company where that particular company is a implementation partner of SAP. Let's say, for example, Cognizant, Accenture, Deloitte, these are all partners. So only partner S user IDs will have access to PartnerEdge.
Hmm. Okay.
Normal S user IDs will not have access to PartnerEdge. That's a loophole again. What you can do with the PartnerEdge is that partner S user ID is that you can download PartnerEdge, you can attend the sessions. Like SAP will conduct every module, they will conduct some sessions every month. Like they pick some topic. For example, let's say your favorite one is connectors, right? So
Mm-mm.
they'll conduct a 3 hour session on connectors.
Yeah, I have registered for employee
Ah,
central in
so like
January.
that, for that we need a partner use user.
Mm.
They can give you with P something XX 00 something and all, or your S user ID can also be connected to partner. So that depends on your consulting company working culture and all. But if your S user ID is connected to partner, then your partner you can access the partner reach and all.
Okay.
So basically, if you want to have all the resources of an implementation consultant, you need a partner as user IDs. So whenever we change the company, if we want to transfer your certifications from one S user ID to another S user ID, you need to have this information. Even if you change the company, you need to save this as user ID, because once you change the organization, you need to raise a request in our SAP portal saying that my old S user ID is this one and I have completed so and so certifications. My new S user ID is this one. You need to transfer all my certifications, active certifications into new one.
Okay. What about email ID? I have linked my personal email ID with this current yes user ID.
That's fine. Once you have a partner as user ID or a S user ID provided by your consulting company, you can give that old Gmail S user ID, email linked S user ID to the new company's S user ID. Then your certifications will transfer. Then you can raise a provisioning access.
Mm-mm. Okay.
If you raise a provisioning access with your personal email ID, S user ID, it will be declined. That is the problem. So every time we change the company, we need to transfer our certifications and then raise the request.
So what and all we can do it in BizX instances that integrations,
Everything.
everything. Yeah, I want
Most of the things. In provisioning, we only enable the systems. We don't, let's say, for example, see, enable integrations,
yeah.
enable learning integration, enable learning third parties, enable SuccessFactors learning integration.
This is provisioning, right?
This is provisioning.
Okay.
So if you see, you don't have any configuration here. It's just enablement. So if you want to enable onboarding module, you have to enable from here. If you want to enable learning, intelligence services, recruitment, everything is here only. Everything
BizX and provisioning are the same, huh?
different. BizX is this one, front end. Provisioning is this one. Every system will have one BizX, one provisioning.
Okay.
Let me come back to that point a little later. So I'll tell you what. Now you can see my screen.
Yes.
So SuccessFactors has servers. One server will be preview system, test systems, and another server will be production system.
Yes.
Okay. Preview systems where you can test, configure new things and all. Production system is the live system or a duplicate of production system. Okay. For each system, you will have one BizX front-end URL and one provisioning URL. So BizX is the one where end users will face, and also some configurations we can do it from the BizX only. But if you want to enable something, or if you want to disable something like complete features, then you need provisioning under a different URL. So if you go to the system, if you see here, this is BizX URL, provisioning URLs, whereas this is front end. So the look and feel, everything will change. So each server you have will be divided into these kind of things. For example, data center preview is test system, data center production is your production system. So if your client can purchase 10 systems, each 10 system will have, some systems will have preview, some systems will be under production.
Can you give me a moment, sir?
Yeah.
I can understand preview and production about SuccessFactors systems, sir. And what is the service, SuccessFactors service, DC preview and DC? I mean, who's
That's where your system is stored in. Your entire system, including BizX and provisioning, will be stored in those servers. Let's say, for example, India has one server system hosted. US has multiple servers hosted.
I somewhere came across like there are 16 servers in India.
I think 16. If we see, we will see all the servers that exist in the system using this link. Just give me a moment, I'll log in and show you.
So each organization will get authorized to one of the data centers that
once they, based on the organization's what we say location, these servers will be allocated by the SAP.
Okay.
For example, UK, it's under DC33. So US DC4 and DC8 will be there, like that. So based on your organization's head office, it will be hosted.
Where is the headquarters of SAP, sir?
Headquarters of SAP is in UK.
Okay. From UK, they have multiple data centers.
You can see here DC57. It's under Ames 1. Yeah, DC68, Virginia, 70, Sydney, like that. And these are all the data centers. So if you see, you don't have anything here in India. So there is a one which is connected to Mumbai, is located, but this is very rarely given to users. Because again, in the backend, you will have like running servers and backup servers as well. System, SAP will take your system backup every 15 minutes and sends that information to a different server, so that if something happens, for example, your company is allocated with DC74. Something happens in this server, you will lose access, right? You will lose data. So every 15 minutes, SAP will take the backup and it will send it to the GCP Mumbai. Okay. So that if there is anything, again they will fetch from this server. So that's the reason some servers are not for people, or not for the organizations. It's for their backup.
Backup. Okay.
So currently it's all, there's no number, they're still increasing. There is no proper alignment of the numbers also. But based on the client's allocation, we can see which server it is hosted on.
Okay.
It's not that your company exists in India and India it is allocated to India server. No. There are two things. If your company does not have a special request to allocate some server, SAP will randomly allocate one thing. Or if your company is under EU, like European Union, then
Oh.
they will only allocate European Union servers.
Okay.
So that's the reason your server is dependent on your URL. Once you have the URL, you can come back to this KB and search for, okay, my server is located in so and so area and this is my server identity.
Okay. Okay.
So that's the reason it is not same for everyone. It will not be same for everyone even in future also. And even some servers are getting depreciated and they are improving the servers. Earlier they used to use SQL database and all. Now they are into Google Cloud Platform.
Oh.
So they are changing the servers altogether. But in the backend, whatever we have a DC preview and DC production servers.
Okay.
And when it comes to LMS, we have different servers and also different kind of SFTPs as well. One is a content SFTP, content storage server, where all your content, only content, not data, only content, whatever you upload, it can be an online item, it's a PDF document or a quiz. If you upload anything from LMS, that will be stored in the content server.
Oh, you mean iContent server?
iContent server, yes.
Okay.
All the data will be in the normal DC servers. All the integrations will be supported from the SFTP server separately.
So SFTP
It's good.
is different and iContent is different. Is that
Different. Yes.
Okay,
SFTP
so
servers are basically to upload a file, to fetch the file from there. That
okay.
is for the SFTP servers, where you need to organize the files into multiple modules and get the path to get the path to BJX to get that file. But content servers, when you try to upload a content in the system will automatically place that file in a path, adjust that path, and it will give you the ID where it is placed in the content server. So basically, content servers are the ones managed by SAP when we upload a content. But SFTP servers are the ones which we manage. We will create the folder, we will organize the folder, we will place the file. Once you place the file, you need to get that path. It's all handled by us. But content servers are not like that. Once you upload it, system will identify that ID and it will give you where it is placed. And usually SAP will not give access to content servers until unless there is a specific requirement from your organization. Because let's say something happened to the content server or some files has been reordered, like you cut copy paste from one folder to another folder, your front end content will affect. So that's the reason iContent servers is not usually provided to consultants. It will be handled by SAP itself.
Okay, so far I was thinking both are the same.
No, iContent servers is different, SFTP servers are different. You can, if you have the access to the system, you can see the server access, like
Yeah, opened simultaneously.
So SFTP URL will be different and this iContent location will be different.
Can you share me that link difference?
Which one? Data centers?
No. I content and SFTP server differences. I mean the link. I have one for SFTP server, but for content
No,
server.
that will be different for each of the user again. It depends on the server access. See, SFTP4, prod FTP2. For each client, the URL will change.
This is for SFTP.
SFTP. Content servers, that's the reason they don't add it. They don't publish it anywhere for the content servers. Once your organization purchases the learning, in that learning email, that purchase is successful, you will have the content server URL. If you don't know the content server URL, either you need to search in the iContent deployment location or raise a SAP ticket saying that I need the iContent URL.
Okay.
And even this username and password of the iContent URL will be provided to your administrator, super administrator, who is the account manager of SAP from your organization. They will only give it to that person. If you raise a ticket and ask the iContent server password and all, they will not give it to us.
Okay.
Even
So
SAP
manager will be knowing that, is that?
manager or the implementation person who is there, like for example you report to someone from your organization to client, right? That person will have. If he is also not having, he need to reach out to customer support manager from SAP and they can give it.
Okay, sir, noted.
Yeah, because the reason why is that if you request a password reset, they'll give you the password reset, but you forgot to change the location in the password reset. For example, you forgot to came and change the password here. So what happens when a user tries to launch the course? It will go here, it will check the host name, port, username, password, and the password will be having an error. So system will not be able to fetch that content from the server. So it will give an error message to the user saying that iContent is not available.
In between, I lost your voice, sir.
So let's say why they made these restrictions is that everyone can ask for a password request reset, right, by raising a ticket to SAP. If they reset it and they will give you the password, the existing password in this location will be expired.
Okay. So that other employees can't use that
iContent servers. Even your LMS system will not be able to connect to that server. So your entire system is down until you update the password.
But we can save the files in this SFTP server as well, right, sir, for content?
No.
We can't save content
We can't
in
save
SFTP.
it.
Oh.
No. SFTP servers only we used for connectors, not for the content. For the content, it's only content servers. That's the reason I have separated down here. So again, these server address will be different for your DC preview and DC production. It's not same for everything. They will give you a separate link for DC preview and separate link.
So SFTP server as well, we have a preview and production. Okay.
Everything it's basically a separate one.
Okay.
Even because even SAP does not want to mix and match the things. So that's the reason everything will be different.
And for this preview instance, we will have 3 different links, sir, like test, QA, and dev.
It depends on the organization purchase. Basically, SAP will give one test, one stage, and one production with the package.
Okay, test, stage, production.
Test is DC preview. Stage is DC production. And this is production again, DC production. This is SAP by default offering. But if companies want, they can purchase the server in any of these ones. It's up to them. If they want more test systems, they'll purchase under DC previews.
Okay. Mm-mm.
Why SAP gives like this? Because first release applies to DC preview 5 weeks before production.
Oh.
And why one stage will be given for all your testing? Because directly you cannot do it in this server, right?
Well, yes.
So that's the reason these three are by default offering by the SAP. But there are organizations who are going with only these three. There are organizations who extended their servers to 12, 15 as well. My current organization has 13 different servers, systems.
Okay. I remember working for devs, QA, and test all
Hmm.
three different links.
Hmm.
But in my current organization, I have only stage instance.
Okay.
Which I.
Maybe test was not given or they are not using
Mm-mm.
it.
Okay.
So that is for the thing. So for the implementation again, so you'll have a client company like Accenture, Deloitte and all. Sorry, client company where they will purchase the system and they will look for the implementation of the particular system. Consulting companies are the ones where Accenture or Deloitte where they configure the system. So how implementation works is that our first sales demo team will give a presentation and system walk through to the client. Client will purchase it and they will access the request. And some key terms are kickoff date, project start date, how many months and all. There are some again it's Activate methodology. So which methodology currently implementation partners are using is Activate methodology, where they will realize what is needed and they will review and then they will implement the system. And then consulting team and project client team will sit together, prepare the project, what data is needed, what fields are needed, what level of testing is needed, where which information should flow from one area to one area, everything will be discussed. And in the requirement gathering and all, we ask the client to fill the workbook. For example, what name is needed, what label should be displayed, how many countries we are going with, all the things that are in the configuration workbook, we will sit together with the client and we will ask them to give us the information.
Okay. Mm-mm.
And whatever information you are collecting, you need to take it in the notes or take it in the areas here. For example, all these things you can see, right? See, label, what should be the label? What should the number, whether it's a pick list or like it's a drop down or a text field. Every area we need to track the information. That's the reason your entire workbook has topic followed by notes to write what is the decision that has been taken. So based on that, consultants will configure the system. So implementation workbooks and versions. Why we need to maintain versions? Because today you discuss some things. After a week or after a month, that discussion might change because they've seen the system. They want to implement more. They want to reduce it. They want to change it. So that's the reason workbooks will be in the versions. Then you will start the implementation, then you will start the testing. And if you have any integrations like Percipio or I content server, not sorry, open content networks like Skillsoft, if you want to integrate anything, you can integrate it. And if you want to send the data to any other third party systems like HCM or PeopleSoft, not Employee Central, any other
Mm.
systems, you can send that. And testing and test scripts where you will give them that, okay, log in into this system, go to this area, upload the content. That's one test script. Create an item, another test script. Because end users, they will not be aware of it, right? Your admin will be aware of what is testing and all, but when it comes to the system testing and all, end users will not be aware. So we prepare that test script. And once it is system is up to date, we'll launch for release. And what is hypercare is that it depends on the organization, 21 days, 2 months, 3 months. It will be under the implementation people only. Where any ticket or any issue that rises, there will be a hypercare support readily available 24 by 7 from the consulting company, where they will immediately resolve in the hypercare support. So once go live support is that once your system is live, you'll have a lot of issues coming together, right? Like questions, issues, something is not working, or they want to implement new changes in the system. That all comes under support systems.
Okay.
So go live, hypercare support, and go live support. Once hypercare is completed, your implementation team might leave from that project, and support people will come into the project.
Right now, I'm in
Sometimes,
all the 4 stages I have to handle.
Problem is that that's the reason I've asked the question: implementation or support, which kind of project you are working on? Because if it is an
Right now,
implementation, that headache will be there.
I was with support project for last 5 years, but not last in the from 2017 to 23, it was a support project. Now I have moved into implementations.
Okay, okay. So that's the information, key information about how we need to we need to have in our regular life for the success factor support. So before I go on to the other topics of LMS, as I'm already logged in into the system, I'll show you a sample like what all the things that we need to enable in the learning.
This is provisioning, right?
This is provisioning. Whenever the client purchases the system, this is the first step. You come here and enable the provisioning.
Enable SuccessFactor learning integration.
So once you enable it, then in the front end, your system will have learning, and then you need to enable the permissions. So you need to go to manage permission roles, and to which user you want to give the permissions, you need to give that user as a permission. So in the permissions, let's say where we enable the learning. So
manage permission roles, right?
yes, if you have to provide the permissions of learning, then you need to create a permission role, and then in permissions you can search for learning, and you can see here.
I have to create it, no?
Yes, you have to create it if it is an implementation, not support.
This was one of the question I had today. How to create permission roles.
Yes.
So that is from LMS end, right? Creating permissions.
No. It's from the BizX only. So LMS has two things. If you want to get the first options of learning or learning administrator, these two permissions are linked in our manage permission roles in EC. Once you enable this one, then you will have permissions to items, people, users, connectors under learning administration. That's a separate RBP. This is a separate RBP.
Okay.
So you need to create a role. Let's say, for example, test, and I'm just giving a random name, and come back here and enable the permissions for learning. This is for the user learning. We have two learnings. One for the user where we take up the training and all. And the second one is learning administrator. This permission will be only be provided to administrators who needs access to the configuration. So for that, again, administrator permissions and then admin access permission. So two permissions. One, front-end user from the home drop-down. It is under user
User
permissions.
permissions. Okay.
And if you want to an admin permissions, then administrator permissions and manager.
Mm.
You have to create, see, learning access permission, learning admin permission. And now save the role. Now you need to create one group. Role is the one where it handles the permissions, but group is the one where it handles users. To which user you need to give the permissions. Or see, it can be one user, multiple users. It's up to all of us. Let's say, for example, now
Next is manage permission groups.
Manage permission groups. So you need to go there, click on create and assign a group. So manage permission groups and create new group. You can name something, learning admin something, and it's up to you. If you want to use a specific, you can just select. Let's say, for example, I have logged in as beta. So I have added this user. Currently, it's not linked because I'm just creating the group. So learning admin is the one I've created, and now I want to assign that one. So now I'm connecting group with a role. So role gives permissions, group gives to which user we want to assign. Okay. Group is learning admin. See. So now this B Johnston user will get the access to LMS.
So this is from provisioning side.
Yeah. This is from BizX. If you see the screen, this is BizX.
Okay.
Provisioning, you just enable this one. That's it. No need to do anything. Just enable learning integration. Then you have permissions here to configure the rest of the things to learning administration. So once you go to the learning administration, you will see all the data here. Connectors, integrations, users, learning item, everything will be here. Content, people.
So under BigSys only we have manage permission role, manage permission groups.
Yes. So for administrators, you will give learning admin access permission. For normal users, for normal employees, you give learning permission.
Okay.
So these are the things that we need to do from the provisioning, not needed anything else. Okay. So that's the reason I said only 5 to 10% we depend on LMS provisioning. That too at that implementation time. If it is a support, no provisioning is required. We can do all the things from the front end itself. Front end in the sense BizX itself.
Yes.
Clear?
Yes.
Okay. Shall we continue or stop it here?
Oh, it's 7:05. Yeah, we can wind off, sir.